sketchbook time. And you're so excited because you just got a new sketchbook and you cannot wait to fill it with some awesome drawings. Well, mediocre drawings maybe, or just drawings. But you know that what you put in it is going to be of a pretty good quality because you want to be one of those people sitting in the park drawing away, and when somebody says, "Can I see your drawings?" and you show them your pages, they're like, "Wow, you're quite the artist." And so you're looking at your new sketchbook. Oh, I like it. It looks so pretty. And it has so many beautiful pages that are so blank and so blank. Oh my, oh my. And suddenly fear strikes your heart. What do I put on these blank pages? How do I draw it? What if when I start drawing, it looks horrible? I mean, come on. That is the fear. You know, creative writing is kind of the same as creative art or drawing or anything. You know, it has that creative aspect from our mind. And famous Author Stephen King said there is nothing more intimidating than the blank page. And the same would be for our sketchbook or a new drawing that's not even in our sketchbook, like on a blank piece of paper. But the thing about creativity, as Henry Matisse tells us, creativity takes courage. That's the thing of it. It takes courage to draw something in your sketchbook, no matter if it's going to be good or if it's going to be bad or if it's going to be ugly. A sketchbook is just that. It is a practice type of thing. And when you go out and practice anything, you don't expect perfection immediately. But somehow, in art, we expect ourselves to show up every time with perfection. We expect to create these masterpieces day in and day out. And it's just not a reality. Did you know that when Vincent van Gogh was living, that he only sold one painting? One painting. And it was to a friend, and it wasn't for very much money, but he just kept on painting because it was something that he enjoyed and it freed his soul, and he needed painting as much as painting needed him. And in the end, his paintings now sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, when he started this, he could have thought of himself as a huge failure. Like, what I'm doing, nobody wants to buy. And the reality was that nobody did. But then eventually the world caught up with what he was doing and the amazing gift that he had. And his paintings really started selling. So the point that I'm trying to make is that when you sit down and you open up your book, or you sit down with a blank page and you're thinking to yourself, what on earth am I going to draw? Listen to me. Listen closely. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you are drawing. The very most important thing is that you are practicing. Art is the journey of the free soul. Art is the journey of the free soul. That for the creative mind, we need to create as much as we need to do anything else. As John Singer Sargent said, you can't do enough sketches. Sketch everything and keep your curiosity fresh. So today I challenge you, take your sketchbook, go outside and keep that creativity fresh. Now I do have some tips that I'm going to give you about sketching outside, but the most important thing is that you are sketching, you are creating, and it doesn't matter if it ends up looking good in the end, it's in your sketchbook, and nobody has to look in here unless you let them. No, you can't. I won't let you. Or not. Keep on sketching because it will get better and better days are ahead, and you will be able to pick up a pencil and sketch with the perfection that you desire. But it doesn't come immediately and it doesn't come automatically, and you have to practice. And that's what the sketchbook is all about. It's about practicing.
Tip number 1 is enjoy yourself. Walk around, find a place that you always wanted to sit and sketch. Enjoy the beautiful weather and sit there and sketch, and don't worry about what other people are thinking about you or what they are looking at. Just sit there and sketch for the sake of sketching, and if you don't want them to see your artwork, don't show it to them. Just find your place, find your niche, and enjoy yourself. Tip number 2, don't worry about the details. I mean, we're out here to sketch something, but you don't want to drive yourself crazy. So I came outside to sketch the cattails in this retaining pond that was near my house. There are like thousands of these things out here. I could spend a lifetime sketching these things. You don't need to stress yourself out. Pick a couple of the objects that you're looking at and sketch those and work on those. And what you get done is what you get done. And what you don't, you don't. Nobody sees your reference image other than you. Tip number 3, don't make yourself stay there any longer than you want to. Go to a place, decide what to sketch, take a picture of it, and start sketching. But the moment that you are tired of the wind blowing in your face or the sun being too hot, go inside and finish your picture. You don't have to stay on site for the entire drawing. Tip number 4 is don't feel like you have to work in a certain order. I've seen people who are newer to drawing feeling like it has to be a step-by-step plan. First, I'm going to work here and I'm going to finish this part of my drawing. And I've also heard people say that you should, if you're right-handed, work from left to right, top to bottom. And those are all really good advice. I even give out that advice sometimes to people so that they don't smudge their artwork. But ultimately, the reality is when I'm working, I'll just start drawing somewhere and then I look at another thing and I think I want to draw there, and I'll just skip around all around my art, and I'll draw a little bit up here and a little bit over there, and I'll do the background a little bit and then come forward. And it's not wrong that I do this. It keeps me motivated. It helps me be involved. It helps me from becoming bored while I'm drawing. And that's okay if that's the way you want to draw. If that is what is helping you improve your art ability, then go for it. Do it. And if you want to do it very methodically and you want to go from left to right and top to bottom, do it. Do what feels right to you. And ultimately, that's going to make your strongest artwork. Tip number 5 is don't have your plan completely set in stone. When I set out to draw these cattails, I was thinking a nice simple line drawing. Then I got into it and I started drawing more and more the darks that I was seeing in the picture that I had brought back from sitting by the cattails. And I was like, oh my goodness, I really want to do a really dark background and lighter cattails because I thought that would look cool. And so I started using my electric eraser and an erasing shield and was having a lot of fun with it. And I did not plan that out at all. But that's how this drawing ended up going. And that is okay. You get to practice the skill no matter if you go with your original plan or not. You're not doing a project. You don't have to stick with a plan. This is just for fun. This is just to help you learn. This is just in your sketchbook. And ultimately, if the end result is something you're not super happy with, just don't show it to anybody and nobody will know, and you would have learned just the same. So have fun and be okay with your plan changing along the way in order for you to achieve the results you want, or maybe it's in order for you to become a stronger artist with using that particular art tool. I have to be honest, up to this point, I had been a little bit shy in using my electric eraser. I had read in an art book that it is something that's recommended, but I had never used it. I was never taught to use it when I took art classes. I didn't know what to do with it. And up until this drawing, I didn't feel comfortable using it. And then it was like, I don't know, I just loved it all of a sudden, and I couldn't stop using it, and I kept using it. And that's fine. If that's the way your drawing goes, that is perfectly fine. And you can just let that drawing morph into whatever you want when you're drawing in your sketchbook. Have fun. That's the most important part of this. Have fun. Well, those are my tips for feeling more comfortable drawing in your sketchbook. I hope you are able to get out there today and draw something and feel comfortable doing so. And I hope you have a ton of fun. Thanks for watching.